Put! Ready? No hesitation. Yeah! Blaze Blue! Cross tag battle! With you by my side, I have nothing to fear. Yeah, let's do this!
Yo, what's up guys, Memory here, and welcome to this review video on BlazBlue, Persona, Under Night, and Ruby's favorite antagonists. Who's the dumbest villain in BBTAG? Before I begin, thank you everyone for the support on last episode. It got so much traffic to the point Sacred Azure, BlazBlue Central Fiction's best Noel player, Kaiser War, an OG BlazBlue YouTuber, and Akai along with Cosmo and Blaze found the video and loved it. I'm sure the other YouTubers I mentioned won't find this video because, you know, I'm still fairly small, but my favorite ones discovered me, and I'm grateful to all of you for sharing me around so much that the people I respect find me and enjoy my content. Now, two warnings about this video. One, this video is going to contain spoilers. I will be reviewing the canon versions of these characters. Cosmo from Calamity Trigger all the way to Chronos Phantasma because CF's timeline reset to all past games to the point that devs felt no need to add the English VAs in the final game. Hilda from Under Night's Chronicle mode since everybody knows arcade mode is not canon. Adachi from Persona 4 Golden to Ultimax. And lastly, Neapolitan from Ruby Volumes 2 through 3. Which brings me to my final warning. I'm not filtering myself. Saying controversial opinions is what the series is about, and I haven't even mentioned what these four dumbasses did to make me create this upload. So, if you're not ready to hear the brutal truth, I suggest you click away now. Don't worry, I'll wait. Now with them gone,
let's begin.
Before we talk about what these characters did, let's check these polls for who you guys think is the dumbest villain in BBTAG.
Good lord, you're an idiot!
Me, Amnesia's own Hilda the Paradox.
You've got a fancy title, but that doesn't mean much here.
Oh, shut up.
Let's raise a little hell, shall we?
That's practically my job at this point.
That's enough!
Enough!
Yeah, that's enough! One more outburst from any of you motherfuckers, I'm telling Azrael to pull up. And no one wants to deal with him. Understood?
Fine.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, let's get started. Now, it's important to know that to be a creator, you must consume a lot of content. And you know what I've been consuming? Stories involving heroes and villains. And you know what pisses me off about 98% of these stories? The hero always wins. And they don't just win, they effortlessly win. You know how some players in the FGC complain about how little effort other players have to put in because of the character they're using? That's how I be feeling about some of these protagonists I've become familiar with. Now my main point. You four should not have lost. Hazama, you lost to a dude that you're stronger and smarter than. Like, you created the BlazBlue! You created the power he wields, so how? Hilda, you could have stabbed the life out of this dude, jacked his shit, bounced, and there would have been nothing anyone could do to stop you. So let me ask you something. Why did you let him walk? If you're gonna threaten someone, don't leave them with the means of fucking you up the next time y'all meet. Neo, you got outsmarted by a tween. You had this kid at your mercy. You were looking right at her. Ruby is only fast when using her semblance, and you got caught lacking by an 8-frame attack while looking directly at your target when you've dodged attacks way faster. Lastly, Adachi. Let me tell your stupid ass something. You don't need talent to use your common sense. Why would you deliver a warning letter to your partner's house multiple times to threaten his nephew while leaving a trail of clues so obvious that a gang of high schoolers were able to figure it out? I'll explain later, but the reason why you lost to this quote-unquote brat is because you knew this kid was a problem, and instead of catching him slipping, throwing his ass in the TV, and waiting for the fog to clear up and blame it on Namatame later, your dumbass spends 8 months committing a crime that had 8 victims, killed half of them, and one was lucky enough to come back, only to get busted, fucked up, and captured because you gave your enemy way too much time to prepare for you. Now, with all that said, I'm gonna start from the smartest to basic, dumb, and then lastly, dumbest. The smartest villain out of these four is without a doubt, Cosmo.
Oh, you flatter me, but no. I cannot possibly fill such a position.
Why not? It's obvious that you're not only the smartest, but you have the tougher opponent. In fact, when Ragnar defeated you, you planned that. From the time Noel accidentally revived Hazama as Yuki Terami, he went to work. Hazama's the one that created the BlazBlue, so he made sure he was stronger. Because of that, he didn't know how he'd lose. He just knew it was coming. And when it came, he was still protected because him and Noelle had a lifelink. Ragnar had to kill them both at the exact same time. But since Ragnar wanted to save Noelle and not sacrifice her to get rid of Cosmo permanently, Cosmo used that moment that Ragnar gave up his arm to reverse the smelting he put Noelle through to become Mu-12, just to seize control over Takamagahara. Because they were distracted by Ragnar defeating Mu-12, Cosmo infiltrated the Takamagahara system, put a stop to the time looping process so that he could eventually kill Amaterasu. Even though he could have stomped Ragnar out to death, to further his agenda, he lost a battle to win a war. Play Central Fiction if you really want to know whether he succeeds or not. But for now, who I think has the basic understanding of their role as a villain? Easy. Neapolitan. Yeah, I know, I was reaching earlier. But my point still stands. You did get outsmarted by her, but watching this a few times, I'm of the opinion that it wasn't your fault. No. It was his fault! That's right, Torchwick.
If you can't beat him...
Stupid as fuck. Why? Why would you say such a well-known phrase giving this kid the opening she needed? That's like someone holding a gun to the back of my head saying,
Now, let's get this over with!
That's what you get.
moron. Neo isn't even the main villain, she's just a minion that was respectfully waiting for her boss to finish his monologue, and Ruby caught her lacking. Neo is partially to blame for this, but I don't see her mistake as dumb, so much as her respecting her boss's authority to give her the order to kill Ruby. Now, for the dumb, but not the dumbest villain, Hilda. What the?
Enough of your shit!
It's about
Ezreal!
to a lesson!
Let the feeding frenzy begin!
Thanks, Noelle. Now, where was I? Oh, that's right, you! Hilda's mission is to become a rebirth, a powerful immortal being that looks human on the outside, but has a void on the inside. An example of what a void looks like would be Merkava. He was a human that tried becoming a rebirth, but instead got turned into a void. While his body turned full void, his mind is still somewhat human. Even though this is her possible future, she still presses onward in the pursuit of being the strongest with no one to oppose her. To do this, she needs to seal away the Princess of the Nightblade and take Hyde's sword, the Insulator, a weapon with the ability to kill immortal beings, the Rebirths. The very thing she's trying to become. So here's my question. When she caught Hyde snooping outside her building, why the fuck did this stupid ass bitch invite him inside, teased him for like 20 minutes, let him put a weapon to her face, watched it poof out of thin air even when this dumbass knew from the jump he had no power to manifest it, let this guy disrespect her in her own turf, and her response is, "You're free to leave." Why the fuck didn't you just dead this fool on sight, jack his shit, finish Lene later, and then have your little gamble over at the altar?
Isn't that the logical thing to do?
I know, right? Okay, I'm gonna be real. I do understand why Hilda let him go. Hyde has what, like a month's worth of fighting experience thanks to Lene, and his weapon is like the only threatening thing about him. But to be real, Hilda's defeat will be her undoing. If Hyde does beat her in the future, it's cause she didn't kill him when she had the chance. So for that, I do think Hilda's dumb, but not the dumbest. No, that's this motherfucker right here. As much as I absolutely love Johnny's performance voicing Adachi in both the games and the anime, I never once had respect for Adachi as a villain. A kid with parents who cared about his education, grows up without friends, by choice, gets an unfavorable job due to his own incompetence and ends up being a police detective who can only afford a place to live and boiled cabbage to eat for the rest of his life. How the fuck does someone like that become a serial killer? Oh, simple. Shake hands with a gas station worker who just so happens to be a primordial goddess who granted him the ability to enter a TV and awaken his persona. And what does he do with this power? When this guy can't get no pussy, he just starts killing bitches.
Say what?
Yeah, he throws them in the TV, and when they get inside, the shadow versions of themselves appear, and then they kill them. And when the fog clears up, their bodies are put on display for the whole world to see.
Really?
Yes! Persona 4 is a game about a high schooler and his friends tracking down a serial killer that skipped Mac Daddy class and murders people just cause he could do it. I mean, like, he got bitch smacked by a high schooler for trying to blackmail her for sex.
Seriously?
Yep, I'm not lying about this. Ask Yosuke, ask the whole investigation team. They all got a front row seat in the anime, and in the game, he just flat out said it with a big grin on his face. Adachi killed Yosuke's love interest just cause she wouldn't give him any. Adachi also tricked Namatame, another guy that shook hands with the goddess, into throwing first Yukiko, then Kanji, then Risei, the only member of the investigation team that did make it into BBTAG, then Naoto, and even Yu Narukami's little cousin Nanako into the TV by advising him to shell shelter anyone appearing on the Midnight Channel in a place where no one can find them. But don't think for a second Adachi is smart for that shit, cause you wanna know what this dumb fuck did? Because he's so stupid, he let Kanji, who has the lowest IQ out of the bunch, be the one to get him to lower his guard enough to admit to a group of Persona users and his superior that he knew how the murders happened.
Cause we think it might have been you.
What? That's ridiculous. We already know Namatami's the one who put them all in.
What did you just say?
8 months of keeping up this charade, and all it takes for you to spill the beans is a kid saying, I think you did it? God damn, if that's the case, they could have caught your dumb ass on the 30th. Cause when Chie asked you what if the killer killed Saki to keep her quiet, you stuttered, cause she hit the nail right on the head. Look at him, scratching his head all nervous and shit. You could have said some shit like, I wonder if it's you. And he could have said that shit in a joking manner. I can see Adachi saying some shit like, what? That's ridiculous. I wasn't the one that put Yukiko in.
What did you just say?
Damn it!
What an idiot. Why do people like this guy again? It's been 14 years since Persona 4 Golden came out, and I still don't see the appeal. I guess maybe it's because in Ultimax he owned up to his crimes and helped prevent someone else from repeating his same mistake. He's an exact contrast to you. Edgelords have simps. Cause Johnny voiced him, I don't know. Please type below why you like Adachi. I won't judge you. I mean, this is all fiction after all. I'm gonna get out of here. Have a nice day and see you later.
Let's go.